Hi Cancer, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I'm Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are for you with this reading with the cards that come out today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here in this reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what comes through with your reading. So the first card that we have is the Lovers card. And with this card, we do have Gemini energy. You could be dealing with a Gemini. And we have the High Priestess showing up in the reverse. We do have Cancer energy. You could also be dealing with another Cancer. We have the Two of Wands, sorry. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So with this Eight of Pentacles showing up here at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like there is a work in progress. I do feel like this is also an energy of being very invested. I do feel like when it comes to the current situation within your situation right now, this is really being in a space of being in a very willing position to put in the efforts. I do feel like that is something that's happening right now, and I feel like it's happening on both sides. I do feel like it's a very reciprocated kind of effort in this connection, but I do feel like with this Eight of Pentacles, when it comes to being able to have a connection, build a connection with someone, this person is someone who's quite serious. I do feel with this Eight of Pentacles, this does feel like they are deeming this connection very serious and they're taking it quite seriously with you. I do feel like they take you quite seriously too. And with the Lovers card showing up over here, I do feel like when it comes to the way that you make this person feel, there is a very loving energy. I do feel like they feel that for you, and I feel like there's a very passionate energy that they get out of this connection. I feel like it's something that is also has a hold on them in the sense that they are all in, and I do feel like it's something that also makes them feel quite good within your connection and their feelings towards you. With the Lovers card showing up over here, I do feel like you genuinely have a strong connection. I also feel like this is a very compatible energy as well. I feel like it's romantic in nature, but I do feel like there's, especially on an emotional level, a strong understanding and connection between two people. So I do feel like this does feel like a spark here. With the High Priestess showing up in the reverse though, I do feel like when it comes to this connection, that this does feel like it could be one that really puts you in your head. I do feel like it's something that you may think a lot about. I do also think that the High Priestess showing up in the reverse, there could also be a lot of wondering about the connection and where you stand within this connection and where things are headed. But I do feel like with this High Priestess showing up in the reverse, that when it comes to your connection and the feelings that it really brings up for you, this is really about being able to trust those feelings, and especially that intuition and that gut feeling in the situation when it comes to how this person makes you feel. I do feel like your intuition is on point when it comes to this connection and even just this person. I do feel like with the High Priestess showing up in the reverse, that this is really about being able to remember to lean on intuition in this connection with this other person. Do you feel like even on an intuitive level, you could have a strong understanding with this person? And I do feel like that goes both ways. I do feel like it's reciprocated energy, and I do feel like this connection is one that's quite strong. I feel like you have an understanding that even transcends the communication and even the words. And I feel like even just as far as that Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, this is really about being able to have a consistent flow in the energy between two people, and especially when it comes to showing up and really putting in effort. Do you feel like that also speaks for itself, and that's also a sign of this connection doing well? I feel like it's a successful one. We do have the Two of Wands, and when it comes to this connection, I do feel like when it comes to the way that this connection makes this person feel, it does also inspire a lot of future thinking. And I do feel like that's like future planning and thinking about a future together and being able to really experience different moments together and shared experiences together. And I do feel like with this Two of Wands, this is really about being in a space of wanting to make plans. And I do feel like there are plans that are in the works with the Two of Wands. I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the 10 of Cups under the Lovers card. And we have the Star card under the High Priestess. And we have the 6 of Cups and this 2 of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the 3 of Wands. So this 3 of Wands showing up over here, I definitely feel like there is an energy of investing into even a future within this connection. I do feel like there's also a sense of really feeling that there is a lot of growth and expansion on the horizon for this connection, and really believing in that and being in a space of wanting to be able to work towards that. Do you feel like you're dealing with a person who's someone who's quite diligent, someone who's a hard worker, and I do feel like it even shows in the way that they show up in this connection. I do feel like when it comes to your connection, this person is someone who plans to be able to do things, and I feel like they show up as in a way that backs up any of the plans that they put into motion. I do feel like with this 3 of Wands, this is an energy of being in a space where there could be a lot of talks about the future. I also feel like a lot of plans for the future. And also, I feel like with this 3 of Wands that there's an energy of being in a space where it's like you are being made to wait for something to be able to happen. And I do feel like with this 3 of Wands, this is a very promising energy that what you are waiting for will come to pass. I do feel like with the 3 of Wands energy that there is a sense of being in a space of also having a lot. So I do feel like it's wishful thinking, but in a sense that there's a lot of hopes for the future within this connection. And I do feel like with that 8 of Pentacles showing up above this card, that this is also about being in a space of being able to actually put in works behind any of those plans. So I do feel like with this 10 of Cups showing up underneath this Lovers card, this person definitely takes you quite seriously, and I do feel like they take your connection seriously. They have envisioned a future outcome. This 10 of Cups showing up over here, this is a happily ever after energy, and I do feel like there is a lot of belief for where things can get to and where things can go. I do feel like on an emotional level, you really do it for this person. I do feel like this is also an energy of wanting to be able to have something that is going to be long-term, or something that is going to lead to this ultimate feeling of being in the right connection for the long term and for the long run. With this, I do feel like this is a very content and comfortable energy that this person feels when they feel how they feel about you. I do feel like with this 10 of Cups, especially on an emotional level, there's something very comfortable, and there's also something that feels quite safe for this person. And I do feel like they're quite invested. We do have the Star card underneath the High Priestess, and with the Star card, I do feel like this is a lot of faith for this connection, and I also feel like there's a lot of forward thinking. I feel like this is also thinking about the future and being in a space where there is a lot of hope for this connection. I feel like this is a very hopeful energy, but I also feel like it's a very optimistic one. I do feel like with this Star card that there's also an energy of being in a space where it's like there's a lot of hopeful energy, and even with that 3 of Wands, it does feel like being in a space where there's a lot of hopes for what can happen next and what's going to happen next, and planning for the future. And I do feel like there is a lot of energy of being able to really back that up within this connection. And I feel like you're supported in that, and I feel like that energy is reciprocated. But with the 6 of Cups showing up over here under this 2 of Wands, I do feel like this is an energy of also experiencing a very genuine connection. I do feel like this is also a past energy, and I do feel like when it comes to this feeling of a past energy being brought into this situation, that this connection is one that does allow you to be able to really be in a space of remembering the past. I feel like remembering the past as far as what you wanted in the past, what you had plans for in the past. And I do feel like this connection is the one where you get to do all of that stuff. So the 6 of Cups showing up over here, this does feel like also an energy of being able to experience a very sincere and deeply genuine connection with someone. I feel like there's a soft spot that you hold for this person. I also feel like this person holds for you. I really do feel like there's a lot of love in this situation, and I do feel like this connection is one that does feel like it is a very progressive one where there's a lot of growth and expansion. And I do feel like there's also a lot of energy of growing together and also building together within that growing together. I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the 11th house with friends. We have water element with sensing. And we have Uranus with genius. So with this 11th house energy, I do feel like there's this energy of being able to experience a friendship through this connection, but I also feel like this connection may be one that starts out as a friendship and develops into something more. I do feel like there is a strong sense of also having the sense of companionship in a friendship kind of a way within a connection. With the water play element card showing up over here, I do feel like this is pertaining to that high priestess and that connection that you have with this person. I do feel like this is a very strong connection where it's like you have this understanding, and I do feel like that is also something very special and also special to this connection. I do feel like you could be dealing with a water sign, so a Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio, and I do feel like that's also something that contributes to having this understanding, especially around things to do with more so emotional understanding. And I also feel like with this Uranus card coming out here, this is more Aquarius energy. You get that pertaining to that star card. I do feel like this is also an energy of being able to have a connection with someone where it's like you plan for the future. I do feel like the future and being able to bond over experiences that you would like to share is also a part of this connection, and I feel like it's also something that you may work towards. And I feel like there's also a very strong energy around any kind of partnership when it comes to being able to work together. I do feel like when it comes to this connection, there's a lot of love here, and I also feel like it's also very genuine, it's very sincere, and I do feel like there is also a very promising energy. I feel like it's also backed up by efforts and also by actions in this connection. I do feel like you're dealing with someone who is taking things with you quite seriously, and I do feel like with this star card, there's a very hopeful energy around your situation. I do feel like you're going to be in a position to be able to see what you desire from this connection come to pass with this 3 of Wands. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Cancer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Cancer.